Welcome to the University of Amado Mata Mbao University. I'm proud of myself for saying that right. A lot of people actually can't say the name of this university.
Because you didn't say the K.
So it's Amadao
Mak-
Mata
Makta.
Makta Mbao
Mbao.
University, yes. So that's where we are. We're in the library side of it. And we're in the little terrace here. I hope you guys love my little background. I like it. Do you like it?
I love it.
It's like green.
It's so luscious. I wasn't expecting it to be so luscious.
Yeah, and it's
Very
like
green.
it's like part of like the whole. Because anybody that's been to Senegal, or if you've not been to Senegal, it's very vegetation
Wow,
and
yeah.
it's very green. So it's like with the whole, and it's hot. So it's just like a natural AC instead of like shooting inside, which is really hot. But yeah, guys, welcome to iAfrikan, and we're sitting with the coach here. She's a friend of the podcast now. So she's really cool.
Absolutely.
Emily, how are you?
I'm great. It's been a long week.
It's been
as
a long
you can hear
week.
from my
Yeah,
voice.
it's been a long week.
Things are going
It's been a
crazy
long
here,
week,
but
yeah.
I'm very good.
Let's start from last year,
Yeah.
Ghana.
Yeah.
From Ghana to Senegal, how's the journey been, and how's the preparations in terms of putting together Senegal?
Yeah, I mean, Ghana was an amazing year for deep learning Indaba because it took us a little while after the pandemic to kind of speed up again, bring the energy, and Ghana really like cemented that
Yes.
for us.
Yes.
So moving forward for Senegal, it was just sort of deepening and refining, and I just had the amazing privilege of following the Ghanaian Indaba, and so much was set up structurally, organizationally. So actually taking on the challenge of organizing this event, which believe me, it's an enormous challenge, was made a lot easier by having this setup already in place.
Okay. Now, Emily, coming to Senegal, let's start here.
Yeah.
We're about like 30 minutes drive outside of Dakar, so we're not in the capital, Dakar. Why did you choose this university, the Mactambao University? Why did you choose this university as the host university?
Yeah. It's really important to us to maintain relationships with public institutions. As we move to different corners of the continent, each time we visited a country, we partner with the public university. And so this university is very new, actually. It's only a few years old. And their willingness to engage with the sort of technical side of their curriculum and the deep learning Indaba was really apparent from the get-go. And for us, it's really about, strengthening the legacy of the institutions, like understanding who are the people that are currently sat at those institutions in terms of faculty and staff, and creating partnerships that last beyond just, okay, we're going to be here for 1 week, but when we leave, it's the connections that are made within the ecosystem with the public institution that then remain.
Now, because there's going to be a lot of attendees and former attendees that are going to be watching this. And also just from our own general, I want to know, every year when you choose, do you first start with the university, then you choose the country, or it's first the country, then you start looking for a university? And then second to that, how do you go about engaging universities? You first start with, okay, we know a professor there, or we know the head of department, or we know the vice chancellor. Walk me through how those conversations go.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think when you think of the deep learning Indaba, you have to think of a really big ecosystem. It's not just the board of trustees. It's not just the 60 people that organize the conference. It's actually a really big network and community. And this is, it reaches really far through the Indaba X chapters. And what we've seen is that organic growth through the Indaba X chapters, where actually people in their respective countries, such as Senegal and Ghana, as you've seen in the previous years, are getting really organized, are getting really motivated, activated, and are creating, Indaba X communities, but other communities as well that foster the AI ecosystem in those countries. So what we then do is understand, okay, well, we've got a lot of communities that are organizing, which ones are actually in a position where we can think about hosting the deep learning Indaba. And I don't think we can think of it sequentially, but it's everything happening all at the same time. So it's
Okay.
also, what's the readiness of the government and the openness of the government to that dialogue early on, and what is the nature of visas for African individuals to travel, because that could be a huge barrier for us. So it's like a combination of stuff that we have to think about. And every year, like a set of countries propose. So even next year, those same set will be considered again. So this all
Oh,
happens.
countries actually come forward and propose.
Well, not so much, but there's an understanding of
Okay.
this is possible, this is possible, this is possible.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So then we get to reevaluate that year on year.
Okay.
And also if there's somebody that we think, okay, yes, this is definitely a candidate, to actually work a bit more closely with them to get it to the point of doing a deep learning Indaba.
So basically, guys at home, if you want the Indaba to come to your country, show the Indaba love. Call your president to call the Indaba.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
So as co-chair, walk me through your co-chair. You have 2 other chairs.
Yeah.
How does it work with 3 chairs? Why is there 3 chairs? And how do you divide yourself in terms of responsibilities?
That's an interesting question. I don't think there's like a strong reason for it being 3. Like it could be 4, it could be 2. It definitely can't be 1.
Okay.
That's for
Why
sure.
not 1?
Well, we need a local general chair,
Okay.
right? So this year Dauda in Senegal, and then I think that job takes such an enormous amount of responsibility and work that it's impossible to do everything else as well. Right? So it's really important to be able to like exactly like you said, like split the responsibility. So we actually sort of committed to 2024 late last year. And then it's just the process of organizing. So getting the committee set up, getting all of the different teams set up. I mean, at this point, we have an incredible set of leaders that are part of the organizing committee. So, I mean, it just makes our jobs and everyone else's jobs so much easier. And it's, then it's just thing after thing. So partnership with the university, working on the program, working on applications to get all the attendees here, working on the local event organizing. And all of these things are happening, again, not sequentially, all at the same time. And really for us as general chairs, it's overseeing that entire process, making sure things are fitting in where they need to, and any sort of risks from teams or needs from teams are handled appropriately.
Emily, we're seeing a lot of, unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of jobs being cut in the tech space. Even big companies such as Facebook, your Google.
Yeah.
It's been really tough. But what I'm seeing on the reversal is that I'm seeing more commitment from sponsors towards the deep learning Indaba. And I find it very interesting. Why do you think sponsors keep coming? And if you could just, put me into one of those rooms, like what are the conversations with the sponsors and what are they saying about Africa and machine learning and AI and what you're doing and what are you telling them and that back and forth? How's that conversation?
Yeah. I mean, we have to be honest. There's 2 things happening. There's an emotional thing that takes place, but there's also a very real, obvious sense of impact that the sponsors are investing in. So on the emotional side, for example, I give you a story, like one of our sponsors attended for the first time last year. And like at the end of it, he was like, I broke down in tears because of the excitement and the energy and just being in this space with, a lot of the sponsors are removed from the African continent in general. So coming here and seeing everybody so engaged with the space, and I guess just being overwhelmed by the impact that he had in that moment, right? Like coming in as a sponsor and being able to represent his company, getting all of this engagement and realizing, okay, actually this is like, I'm delivering a lot of impact right now. So there's obviously the emotional part, but then there's also the part where we're saying, okay, grassroots deep learning Indaba has been focused on capacity building, but also creating an environment in which the excellent researchers, African AI researchers, are actually here and present and known, right? We're raising the profile of those individuals. And so when it comes to sponsors and partners, I mean, it's obvious, right? They come in and they have access to the talent. And it's really exciting to think about both opportunities abroad, but also in Africa, like PhD fellowships, how we can help them, suit them with the people that can, go on and continue and develop tools and research.
100%. Because this is my second Indaba, and what I'm seeing, and just also speaking to former, chairs and alumni of the deep learning Indaba, I'm seeing an inclination towards, while the research element is still very strong, actually it's the strongest element.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing a direct push towards building of applications,
Yes.
ideathons,
Yes.
the hackathons, that practical side of things. How intentional is that, and why is the Indaba pushing that aspect?
That's a really, really good observation, I have to say, and a very interesting point. And I wouldn't say that we are necessarily pushing that point, but it's very clear now that there are a lot of impactful use cases of AI research. And I think it's amazing that a lot of the researchers have actually crossed that boundary between, just sitting in an institution and doing their research to saying, okay, actually, this is an agri-tech product. I'm going to engage with ministers. I'm going to engage with farmers, and I'm going to look through the entire ecosystem. So I would say potentially the excitement for use cases is really high on the African continent because there are also a lot of issues that need to be solved.
100%.
Then on the other hand, I think we also do have to be careful because we do want fundamental AI research to take place on the continent. So we don't want to push those people away or make those people not heard or seen. And I think we really try to make sure that's not the case with, the keynote talks that we have. But I suppose AI is always like this, it's always a sort of changing interest. Sometimes it's, just a couple of years ago in Tunisia, our program was deeply technical, and it was, like really what is happening in AI research. And then depending on, where the money is and what's kind of happening in the research landscape, that can also change. So it's cool that you've observed that.
Yeah. As I'm walking through, the booths and the auditorium and the workshops, I just see a lot of females. I see a lot of women everywhere. And it's a good thing in the sense that, would I be correct to say most participants or the large majority are females? And if that's the case, how many, or rather, because people apply to come here.
Yeah.
It's not just you rock up, people apply. That application, that application process or intention rather, to have a lot more females. Walk me through the thinking behind that.
Yeah, so, I mean, we were an education charity. Our goal is to further education, and I think we also are a charity that works on inclusion in a way that's not really seen before. Like, it really is core to our mandate to think about inclusivity. And that it is certainly something that we think about when it comes to female participants. And so we make sure that we have representation from that group, right? Obviously, across the continent, it's a different landscape for each country, so I can't generalize, but there are many places where it's going to be the opposite story. And so for us, allowing the Indaba to be that place, it's really important to have that across the entire continent. But it's not just in female, I mean, inclusivity in terms of representation across the continent as well, right? So it's a pan-African organization rather than just saying, okay, Southern Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa. It's the entire continent. And so you see a lot of, you see people from all over the continent, and 47 countries are currently represented in Indaba X and local Indaba X chapters.
Definitely.
So
it's a big community. We keep it moving.
We keep moving.
Now, Emily, I attended the workshops.
Yeah.
Today was actually workshop day.
Today's workshop day.
Today's full-on workshop day.
Yeah.
And there's very interesting themes. There's AI for good, there's climate, there's robotics, there's data science. These critical, or let me sort it, priority themes for the Indaba. How do you see it? How do you see the landscape changing? And how do you see the Indaba adapting to that landscape? And how often do you sit as committees and review where the research that's needed or the research that's relevant in order to come up with these, learning tracks, whether it's AI, climate, whether it's AI robotics, whether it's, the different tracks.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak on how often we sit as committees because I haven't been part of those conversations, right, at like the board level. But, like in terms of the event, we invite proposals for workshops.
Okay.
And we're very, very interested in having those proposals coming already from the deep learning Indaba ecosystem and community. So once we receive those proposals, I mean, we put out a sort of, this is the general topics, but it's a very broad set of topics. And once we receive those proposals, then they go for review and it's, okay, well, actually, we've got, this language, of course, is a very popular topic amongst the proposals that we receive. So kind of group together different ones. And this year, it's really exciting. We've got like 3 partners grouping together to create a workshop. And there are some fields which have actually, some workshops which have actually come about as a result of the Indaba, right? So they weren't there in Indaba 1 or Indaba 2, but by Indaba 3, actually the communities got organized and they said, okay, I'm going to host this workshop. So we have that for data science with the Songa Biotech, like language for iAfrikan, computer vision, Roya CV, AfriClimate. AfriClimate is actually the first year that they did this climate workshop because they got organized last year around this topic of AI and climate in Africa. So it's also an organic way of having a deep dive into the research topics that people are currently studying.
100%. Because, the reason why I asked that, because Ghana last year, a lot of the language was around reinforcement learning. Like that was the key. Everybody's talking about reinforcement learning. This year, there's a lot of AI good, AI climate. So I'm like, okay, so it also like, conscientizes one to connect the dots to be like, okay, this is where people are moving. And it's amazing how in one 12-month cycle, how things change in the space, from a research and scholar perspective.
It's interesting because in Kenya, we had a very ethics and fairness lens. So we were seeing a different set of keynotes and talks. And then in Tunisia, there was a little break from COVID. But actually during that break, enormous leaps were taken in the AI research internationally. So when we came back, it was like a deeply technical program. So, it was like attention to
catch
fusion
up
models,
with everything.
And to also, I wouldn't say catch up, but to have like a rigorous, fundamental, program where we're saying, okay, this is what's happened and like, this is where we're at now. And maybe it's also just the consequence of that, like all of that innovation, it's bound to lead to all of these applications. So we're kind of seeing that come out, a few years later.
Definitely. The community would not forgive me if I don't ask you this question. The very, very famous question.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, cool. So last year we were in Anglophone.
Yeah.
I don't like using these Anglophone, Francophone, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We're in Ghana. This year in Senegal, we're speaking French.
Yeah.
2025 is around the corner.
Yeah.
We're going to.
Yeah.
Between me and you, I mean, I won't drop this till you announce it, so it's cool. I'm just putting it out there.
I don't know if I can trust that. I don't know if I can trust that.
I won't drop this till you announce it. I'll drop it. I'll be like, okay, here's the scoop. Why? Then Indaba has went to wherever we're going to 25.
Can I just give you a clue?
Give me a hint.
It's in Africa.
Okay. It's in Africa. One more hint. Africa is very big. Is it south? Is it north? Is it west? Is it east?
I just don't know if you can keep a secret now.
Just say the region.
These guys, I don't mind if it drops later, but I don't know if we're going to keep the secret. I feel like it's going to be amazing next year. Cool. It's going to be excellent. The team are already here on the ground. They're learning from what
we're ready for next year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're learning from what we've
So
done.
I just gotta do my little spy.
Exactly, exactly. They're learning and
Yeah.
they're going to carry it forward, and it's
Okay.
going to be another incredible Indaba.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Emily, thank you so much. Emily is the co-chair of the Deep Learning Indaba, along with the 2 other colleagues. Thank you so much for joining us on iAfrikan. And it's always lovely talking to you, Emily.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.